NATO ambassadors met in Brussels at Turkey's call. Do you feel comfortable with the results of this meeting?
Yes, we are pretty satisfied with the results of the North Atlantic Council meeting yesterday. This was an, as you know, extraordinary meeting which convened upon the request of Turkey based on the Article 4 of Washington Treaty. And according to Article 4, as you know, if any of the allies feel itself threatened in terms of security or territorial integrity, it can call the Council meeting to discuss the situation. So basically, yesterday, the allies showed strong solidarity with Turkey and its fight against terrorism, which has intensified, unfortunately, from last week. They also underlined that they are against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, which is so important for us. So, because as you know, Turkey is under terrorist threat, both from ISIS, Daesh, and also from the PKK, and we are fighting in two different fronts at the moment. So we valued the results of the meeting. We actually did not ask for concrete military support at this stage. We just wanted to inform our allies of the measures that we are taking recently, and the solidarity that the allies are shown. Turkey's fight was quite strong and commendable.
You are conducting these airstrikes against ISIS, against the Islamic State. You also allow the American aircraft to use your bases for the same goal. Why did you take this decision right now? Why were you so reluctant so far?
Actually, we are part of the coalition against ISIS from the very beginning. And back in 2013, we were among the first allies that declared ISIS as a terrorist organization. ISIS is a national security threat for Turkey, and we have been fighting with it in different manifestations, and we have been actively contributing to the coalition. Every coalition member is contributing in different ways and means, like Romania, for instance. Romania is also a member of the anti-ISIS coalition, but they are more contributing on humanitarian front, and which is quite understandable given the national security priorities of each and every ally. So in that sense, we were also contributing, for instance, by supporting the Kurdish Peshmerga forces, training and equipping together with the US, the moderate opposition forces in Syria, and allowing our bases to be used by drones without ammunition for intelligence purposes. And of course, as you know, we are the forefront country fighting against foreign terrorist fighters, FTFs, which is unfortunately originating from many parts of the world. So we have been active member against ISIS actually from the very beginning. However, as you know, last Monday there have been a heinous attack in Turkey, in our border town, and 32 civilians were killed by a terrorist attack by a member of Daesh. And after this attack, 2 days after, the ISIS members also attacked a military border post and killed a bunch of Turkish officers. And this inevitably forced us to use more hard power to tackle with this terrorist organization.
Turcia a trecut așadar de la neutralitate în fața conflictului din Siria la război deschis pe două fronturi, cel împotriva ISIS și cel împotriva trupelor Partidului Muncitorilor Kurzi din nordul Irakului, formațiunea cunoscută drept PKK.
How will Turkish intervention in Syria change the situation in this area?
I think it will change a lot of things. According to international observers, this is a game-changer thing. This is what they say, because the bases are quite close to the region. From the very beginning, actually, about 3 years now, Turkey was favoring the creation of a safe zone or zones in northern Syria, supported by no-fly zones, so that refugees can freely go back to their countries, people stay freely over in this region, which will be immune from both Assad regime's assaults, from ISIS assaults, and from any other terrorist organizations' assault that could arise in the region. And I hope this new decision of opening our bases for coalition planes will also make radical changes. By ISIS, claimed life of 32 Turkish citizens. PKK claimed that it is because of the Turkish government, and they killed 2 police officers at their homes while sleeping. They didn't stop there. They moved on and killed 1 officer in another city. And after that, they killed another traffic police this time, again in an eastern province. So we cannot stay idle and see that this terrorist organization attack fervently to our officers, to our people. Not only that, after the elections in Turkey for the last 2 months, the number of terrorist incidents reached about 300 in the country. So we had no choice but to use our hard power again against PKK in northern Iraq. I just wanted to make a differentiation, a strong differentiation here. Our attacks are against PKK in northern Iraq. We do not target the Kurds in northern Syria. There is no such thing. We have declared rules of engagement for too long now. If there is an attack from Syria to Turkey, to Turkish citizens or interests, it doesn't matter wherever it comes from. It can be from Assad regime, from ISIS, from any other sources. We retaliate robustly. If there's an attack to Turkey from the Kurdish elements in Syria, of course, they will get necessary answer. But for the moment, there is no such thing, and we do not attack or target the Kurds in Syria.
And you are not afraid of an attack of Syrian Kurds? against Turkey?
We are ready for any kind of actually attack. As you know, unfortunately, my country is fighting against terrorism for decades, and we have experienced military security force. I hope we will not experience such a thing. No one will want, of course, like this. But we are ready for any possibility, of course.
Atacurile aeriene turcești îndreptate împotriva trupelor PKK au stârnit furie în rândul numeroasei populații kurde din Turcia. În toată țara au fost proteste violente.
There are also protests of Kurds inside Turkey. Are you afraid of a rise of this kind of protests?
Well, as you know, Kurdish issue is a very old issue in Turkey, and there's a strong will in the society to solve this problem through dialogue, through democratic means. We believe that more democracy will resolve our problems. Turkey is still the single Muslim majority country which is being able to flourish democracy, market economy, and Western values at the same time. And I hope by clinging more on democracy, we will solve this problem. Now, we just had the elections, as you know, and now there are talks about forming the new government. But of course, this is a difficult region, as you know, and these kind of problems can occur anytime in the year, depending on this difficult environment around us. But we think that the only solution is democracy and dialogue. But if people resort to violence, of course the state will show its strong hand.
You didn't ask for military assistance from your partners yet, but is this possible to ask for this assistance in the future?
Of course, at the moment, we don't need that. We just opened our bases, as you know, for coalition forces. The bases are ready to be used. It will be used by Turkish US planes at the moment, and we will decide which other allies could also use these bases in the future. At this stage, our national capabilities are enough to face this challenge. But of course, if we need it, we will also ask more help from our allies.